Hi everyone and welcome back. I have the Metal Zx5J. It's a pretty cool little lock. I believe it's rated blue at this current time. Pretty cool because, well, it's metal. And anything metal is pretty cool. Also, it's a dimple, 5-pin dimple, and it has sliders in it. This particular one, here's the key. This particular one only has 2 sliders. I've seen examples with 4, and I don't know if maybe there are examples with 3 sliders. But anyway, it's a fun pick. Let's get this set up. We'll be picking with a multi-pick number 12 flag. And tensioning clockwise with the multi-pick lock noob dimple tensioner. Here we go. All right, 1 is springy, 2 is springy, 3 is binding. Little click, some counter rotation with that. 4 is springy, 5 is binding. Let's see if we can work under it. A little bit of counter rotation and I felt something there. 4 is binding, tiny bit of counter rotation with that one. 3 is springy. Or was that 2? 3, 2, 1. 1 is springy. I found it takes, there, I just nudged 4 and got a little bit of core rotation. Same with 5. There are tapered drivers in this lock, so it takes a few nudges on a bunch of pins. I just nudged 3, got some rotation. 2 is springy. 1 is springy. 2, 3, springy. Where's 4? 4 is springy. Nudged 5 and got a little bit of rotation. Back to 4, it's springy. 3 is springy. 2 is springy. Or was that 1? That was 1. You'd think by now I'd be able to count to 5 consistently. 3 is springy. 2, sorry, 4 and then 5. I nudged 5 and we've got into a false set. So I believe the main stacks are picked. Now, something about this lock that's a little disappointing to me is that there's only 2 sliders, but picking the main stacks sometimes will set 1 or both sliders. And sometimes I only have to pick 1 slider with purpose. Sometimes I finish with the main stack and everything falls into place and it pops open. Let's see what's going on with the sliders. I'm going to go right to the back and pick up that last slider. Feels like, oh, I'm using a Sparrow's Euro hook in 15 thou. Where is it? There it is. Sliders are a little bit finicky. They're unsprung. There we go. And it's open. So that one, I really didn't have to do anything with slider 1. Slider 2 just needed a little persuasion. And it all fell into place. Let's see. Okay, you can see that's open. Let's lock it back up. Get this clip off the back. There we go. Get the key. And a follower. So the back of the cylinder has this tapered section on it. So I found a hollow follower works best to close up any gaps. With this notched end of the follower, it didn't work very well. The drivers would get caught on it. There's no difference in the diameter from one end to the other, but for some reason there's a little less of a step this way, I suppose. Anyway, which way am I going? This way, I believe. And the sliders are on the bottom. Yeah, okay. Here we go. So there you can see the main stacks. There is a sidebar that interacts with the sliders. Let's dump out these key pins first. Is that in frame? Yeah. Key pin 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's the plug chambers. And now let's flip it over and we can see the sidebar. Which literally is a bar. It's a piece of round stock. There we go, a couple springs. One spring. Second. And these sliders are captive. These little bars are pressed, and oh, they appear to be pressed into place. I tried to persuade them out, but I was afraid of damaging the components, so I didn't try all that hard. But yeah, the sliders won't come out with those bars in place. We got some drill protection in there. Looks like snap, like it's pre-scored for snap protection, I guess. Anti-snap. Anyway, you can see here how the sliders are free to move. There's no spring, and there really isn't all that much range of motion for these. So, you know, the correct alignment for each slider is pretty limited. They do bind hard though, so you have to ease off tension to let them set. I think that's it for the plug. Do I see? No. There's a tiny little bit of chamfering there on the top of the plug holes. Set that aside. The key pins are tapered. You see that? And let's have a look at the drivers now. I'm going to start from the back. Driver 5 is a, I want to call it a standard, but it's got a little lip on the edge. Almost like a T-pin, but it's very shallow. I'll come back to that. Number 4 is the same. Number 5 is the, sorry, 3 is the same. If you listen, you can hear that edge catch. Hear that double click? So that little edge is enough to catch it on the follower. So 2 is the same and 1 is the same. We'll zoom in a minute. Let's get the springs. I believe they're all consistent. Yeah. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. I could just dump these out, but on a few occasions, I've encountered locks where the springs aren't all uniform. And it always makes me a little bit reluctant to just dump them out in case there's something particularly odd about their arrangement or their stiffness of the springs. Anyway, in this case, they're all the same. Here is the cylinder. Where's my light? See the Bible holes and the sidebar groove. See if I can get the angle right here. There we go. Okay, let's get in for a close-up of the pins. Actually, here, I'm going to get one of these drivers up top. See if I can get a better close-up. If I run my nail on the edge, there's a distinct lip and then a tapered, almost a domed cut on the end of it. Kind of see that distinct ledge. Anyway, let's get in, have a look at all of them. There we go. Get a little zoom here. There's all the parts and pieces. Let's see if I can get these laid out a little nicer. Looking through the camera, you can see the tapered ends on all the key pins. And that's it. The key. So I guess there's probably a stock configuration for the blanks, for the channel for the sliders is the full length of the blade. While with this one, there's only 2 sliders and they sit in positions. You can get this. They line up, one here and the other there. So you can kind of see how they're not all that far off from each other. They're almost completely in line. One sits there and the other sits there. You can see the little marks in the key, the wear marks. Anyway, that's all I've got for you. the Metal Zx5J. Fun little lock. As I said, I did see a version with 4 sliders. If you've seen any with 3 sliders or even 5, who knows? Let me know. I'm interested to find out if there's any other variations. All right, that's all I got for you. Thanks very much for watching. Appreciate it. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.